Mayor, congratulations. This is the first time we've reduced the density any place that I know of in years. And all that absorbent soil out on these flat areas is being buried under red dirt. People can't put in a private garden in those yards after the red dirt goes down without packing many inches of topsoil to do it, or a raised garden or something like that. You can't put in a butterfly garden. You can't put in a native plant yard if you don't keep that original soil. And South Fayetteville is losing its prairie soil fast to new development. So I'm glad somebody's thinking about single-family homes, and maybe the planning folks will see that they protect more of that soil in the future. And I talk about this often, but it goes with all the watershed protection and all these other things that we are focused on in this city. And forgive me for wearing my rubber boots. I was in a cleanup this afternoon, which goes along with that, and stream cleanup, and it was just across the street from my house on the town branch, and that would take me back to something. I was busy posting pictures from that project and watching the meeting and missed the thing about Razorback Road. But the only problem I had with Razorback Road is that they're filling the existing grassy swales with pipes in that widening process. And there's not going to be absorbent soil along Razorback in that new portion they're working on, which exists now along there. And some more paving in the area for parking lots will also reduce the absorbent soil. That means less protection for the watershed. And that water goes right by my house down the hill, and it floods really fast, and it's really dirty, and you should have seen the debris that the Beaver Watershed Alliance folks worked to get out of there. Just an hour and a half, 2 hour thing today. So everything you can do to keep the soil in place and let native plants grow and protect the stream banks is in help us to reduce the cost of cleaning the water, and it has many other benefits like potential flooding downstream on whatever stream is downstream from a particular area. Thank you.
Thank you, Aubrey.
Well, I actually live in Ward 1, but as it happens, the water from Pratt Place goes by my house also down the town branch. At least the part that's on the eastern slope. So I can't speak for Ward residents on the noise or anything, but as Mr. Archer points out, there were many people to speak about this earlier, and so I think they deserve a chance to do that. And I wonder if notice was sent to them that there would be a hearing on this change ahead of time. That is, not all of Ward 4, unless you get it to a Ward 4 meeting, but to the people who live the nearest and might be bothered by something. Apparently, they haven't been complaining since then, if I understand what was said, but they do deserve that chance, always. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great night. Thank you. Aubrey Shepherd again. Once again, we don't have the map showing this on our screen in this room, and I assume the public's not getting to see it at this moment on television. And I wondered if that could be hooked up to show those planning boundaries as often as done on things during the rest of the presentation tonight.
Okay. Do we have that capability?
I can try. It'll probably take a while, but I can do that if you'd like.
I should note for Aubrey that really there are very minor changes made to the map. The existing map we had is pretty much the same. We made some reductions here and some additions there, but by and large, I think, Jeremy, you'd probably agree it's pretty close to what we have right now.
Well, I
The map
understand.
is also available to the public in both the city clerk's notice of packet as well as online.
Okay.
Well, thank you for the consideration of it. I thought it might, I didn't get to look at it today, and I assume a lot of people did not, although I posted your packet of information on my
Okay.
own site as well. Thank you. Hope some more people come down to help with this next time. Yes, consider that other part that was just brought up by Councilmember Marsh, but we do love those vendors. Thank you.
Thank you, Aubrey.
No, as I said, I haven't studied it very much, but it's great that you guys brought it back because I hope the camera's on it, and
Oh, I'm sure camera's on it.
that's the important thing in case the public has any input that hasn't been given, because I suspect there's very little. And most of us trust the staff and council make good decisions, but it's every citizen's duty, I think, to try to know what's going on. And the more widely available the meetings are broadcast and the more detail that's included in them, the better we can do that. I personally don't see any problem because I'm not totally aware of every detail of the previous one. But there could be somebody that sees something's changed in his little part of town and want to comment on it, at least would have a chance with the ability to see this. Thank you.
Thank you.
But I stayed long enough for this. Aubrey Shepherd again. The land in question, I'm uncertain. Again, we didn't have a map on it. I'm not going to ask you to do it again, bring up another one this late, but the exact dimensions
get
of the
you one.
site and the exact
We have 3 of them.
portions of it, it makes a lot of difference. If we require green space out by the street, in front of come and go, then it's going to be basically fake green space. In other words, everything built in the city seems to have a bunch of gravel put in or worse, and then they put some topsoil that's shallow. That will serve the purpose of raising even some native plants, but it will not allow the important, beautiful native perennials to put their roots deeply and that sort of thing. And
Aubrey, I
it
think
will
our-
not allow water to soak in. So moving from the front, what I was talking about there, it's pretty difficult to create that green space out in that corner. But in the back, in the southeast portion, which is, I think, is mostly what we're talking about, it'll be for sale to other developers. There may still be some areas where the native soil exists. And the effort should be in those places where you can grow food, you can have native plants, you can have water absorbed, of course, because that's right where all these little streamlets come together, go straight to the West Fork, and it's a heck of a flood down there when it comes. So it's much cheaper to protect the soil where it is than to try to bring in soil. Haul it out, move it back in. So yes, I'm for the amendment.
Well, I think what I'm trying to say is, I think the motion was usable green space, not just a bunch of
Yeah.
subsoil
Not-
thrown down on the ground with grass on top of it,
Right.
if I understand
Yeah,
it
not
correctly.
leftover space, not a bunch of
Usable
turf
green
grass.
space.
And ecologically useful
Yes.
to the
Yeah.
city's
That's what I
attempt to
understand
protect
this
the
amendment is.
watershed.
It would provide ecological services.
Okay?
Thank you. So I'm correct about it would be the southeast
Yes.
corner in question
Yeah,
primarily.
pretty much, yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.